Hey guys, just making a quick video on the culture shocks. I know I promised you guys this video, but it is long time coming. One of the first things that actually stood out for us in the culture shock when you arrived to Canada was in every house, when you enter, you have to take off your shoes. Like, excuse me, you have to take off your shoes. So if you have stinky feet, my friend, it's not gonna work. You'll be so embarrassed. So in every single house you walk into here in Canada, at least, you have to take off your shoes. If you forget to take off your shoes, the owner have the right to come and tell you, my friend, please take off your shoes. Even at schools, there is indoor shoes and outdoor shoes. Children have to go to school, well, like at the beginning of the school year, you have to provide 2 pairs of shoes. Indoor shoes that can be just any other normal shoes or even Crocs or whatever that they have to wear only within the school premises. But I mean, when I say within the building, and then they have shoes that they have to wear when they're outside of the building, but also within the school premises, and they can go, come back home with them and stuff like that. So this was quite like, okay, why the need? Like, it really stood out, and it was a big thing. I remember for my daughter's school last year, we did not have like indoor shoes, and we did not even understand, like, what do you mean by indoor shoes? And then it was only this year that a lady explained to me that indoor shoes are just any other shoes that you can only wear inside, not outside. Oh guys, I was so slow. I don't know if it was my pregnancy brain. Second thing that I would really say is that one shock, or even I won't really call it a big of a shock, but it was one thing that I liked, and it was quite fascinating to see, is just how much family is incorporated in everything. I would really say Canada is a family. If you really want to raise your family and do everything, I think Canada is the right place, because even when it comes to parking, when you go maybe at the shopping mall or something, there's a parking section for families or mothers or parents with children. Like, whenever I'm walking around with my son, if maybe I'm in a queue, people would want to give me, like, okay, you can go. They'll give me space to actually go before them, because I have a baby and the baby can get cranky on the queue and stuff like that. And people open doors for me. Like, I know there's this little things. I'm not saying big things, but those little things that actually makes me happy to feel that I'm being acknowledged in one way or the other, which is something that it is not practiced in some parts of the world anymore. So that was kind of a shock for me. It was, even when I was pregnant, when I'm standing, someone noticed that I'm pregnant, they want to give me space, they want me to sit down, because here, when you get into a bus, I was taking the bus when I was going to work, when you get into a bus, there's a section kept primarily for the elderly, for mothers with children, and for pregnant women, which is not always the case on the parts of the world where I come from. You know what I mean? So this is something that was, wow, nice. Another thing that really stood out for me when I came on this side of the world was just how much Canadians love dogs, animals. They love their animals so much. Even in the cold, even in winter, you will see a dog wearing a costume, walking around, yada yada ching ching, yada yada ching ching. There was a time where I saw a dog in a winter costume. That's to know how much they love their animals. A dog in a summer in a snow costume, and was being taken for a walk. They were taking the dog for a walk, and I was just passing by, and I was like, hey, to this extent, like, that's how seriously they take it. I know in South Africa people have dogs and stuff, but I feel like in Africa we have dogs more for security purposes than it is for company. People, of course, people can have their pets for company, but here it's really for company than it is for security reasons. Like, you see a dog that is, and here dogs are, well, I won't say dogs are friendly. However, you would most likely not see a dog attack you. I remember I'm someone that was chased by a dog. A dog just left his yard to come and chase me. But here you can see a dog that is well disciplined, working with his owner or something, and I'm not even bothered. You come and bite me, you're gonna pay for it. But yeah, this is something that really stood out for us. Thing that actually stood out for us, as it was like a culture shock for us when we arrived here, is the need for a guarantor when you need to, for example, you're a new immigrant, you have never rented an apartment on your own. They will ask you to get a third person. For example, if you're a husband and wife, you need to get a third person that will act as a guarantor, someone that will stand in the gap to state that should you not be able to pay for that rent, someone else is gonna pay for it, you know. And then it was that this is something that we kind of felt like, are you serious? Like, you know, in our continent, as long as you have the money, as long as you have money, you can, the money does the talking. But here it's not the case. Here you cannot burn steps because you have money. You have to go through each and every process. You know what I mean? You have to go through the process in order for you to get what you want. And but we are lucky, we are blessed enough. We prayed about it and God really came through. We found someone that was able to bypass that. So there are exceptions, but this is something that is a requirement, especially when you have children. You need to have a guarantor. It was a shock for us. Like, excuse me, we can give you the money. Even if you tell them I'll pay you rent for 5 months, they are not interested. They want you to find someone else that can co-sign that document for you, and that person as either to be a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen. It was stressful. Another thing that I'm going to mention in this video is that making hair, like look at this hair, guys. I had to learn how to start making hair by myself. I don't know how it looks, guys. I'm still learning to do the parting and everything. I'm learning everything, but doing African hair in this continent it will cost you an arm and a leg. Something I used to feel like, oh, it's expensive. No, here it's more expensive. I was about to say expensive, yeah. I don't even know if there's a word like that, but it is more expensive to make hair in this continent than you would basically get it in our continent. You know what I mean? So yeah, learning how to do your own hair is a skill in this country. I never realized how much of a big deal it was until I got it, and I was like, what? Just to make my hair and my daughter's hair, we could spend, if we have to go see professionals or someone that knows how to plait hair very well, we could spend up to $350 to $400 per, like, for the two of us, which is a lot, which is ridiculous. Hence I started doing my daughter's hair. I'm like, I'm not going to be doing this thing. I am not. It's not gonna work with me. I am not.
You've been faithful, Lord. From the
So yes, I learned how to do hair because it's expensive. So guys, this is all I could come up with for today. Please let me know if there is anything else that you really want me to add, or anything that you would like to add when you in the comment section at the bottom, because I know I mentioned in a previous video that yes, Canada is extremely cold. This is something that I did not well, I thought because I came from South Africa that I will be able to handle the Canadian cold, but this cold is next level. Next cold is this Canadian cold is like the South African cold times 100, because there were days I would go to work like tearing up, my nose is red, my ears are itching, everything like that. So that cannot be compared. The weather cannot be compared. But yeah, it was kind of a shock, but it is cold. You know what I mean? That's all I could come up with for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wanted to make it as short as possible. So if there is anything else, like I said, please add it in the comment section. We can get the discussion going. But nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning in, and have yourself a blessed day further. Bye.